The future of crypto in the UK is starting to look unsettling. A future where financial freedom is replaced by constant surveillance. Now, it's 2025, crypto isn't dead, but it is under tight control. Recently, Kraken and Coinbase became two of the first crypto exchanges to receive their licenses under the UK's new financial promotions regime, and it's being sold as a milestone for crypto regulation, a sign that the UK is becoming a global crypto hub. But if you look closer, you might be able to see that these licenses are just another piece of a larger system of control. Today, we're going to explore what these licenses really mean, how they can change the way that you use crypto, and why 2025 could be the turning point for financial freedom in the UK. In the UK's push to regulate crypto, two major players, Kraken and Coinbase, have emerged as pioneers, gaining official approval to operate under the new rules. And this might seem like a win for crypto adoption. After all, licensing gives these exchanges legitimacy and access to a wider market. But there is more to this story, because these licenses come with conditions. Some of these are tighter know your customer requirements, stricter reporting of user activity, and a growing emphasis on government oversight. Every transaction, every wallet, and every exchange that you use is now become more traceable and more controllable. Now, the UK government says that this is about protecting consumers and fighting financial crime, but regulation can also be a tool for control. And once the framework is in place, how much further could it go? Because for the average crypto user, this means fewer options and more hoops to jump through just to access your funds. You know, the days of anonymous crypto transactions are disappearing fast. And so 2025 could mark the end of anonymous transactions and personal control over your crypto. You know, the government's rolling out these new rules for self-custody wallets, potentially restricting their use altogether. If you want to move funds from your personal wallet to a licensed exchange, you are going to have to prove that the source of your funds first. And if you combine that with the upcoming digital pound or CBDC that the government's trying to get through, you basically have the perfect tools for surveillance and control. And programmable money is no longer this, sort of conspiracy theory. It's actually on the horizon. The government's testing this. So imagine being told where and how you can spend your money, with restrictions applied in real time though. Funds that expire if they're not used within a set time, transactions that can be blocked based on government policies. This is the dystopian risk that we just can't ignore. And licenses like those given to Kraken and Coinbase are great for the big players, for the big exchanges like Kraken and Coinbase. But what about the rest? What about the small businesses? Because these regulatory requirements are super, super expensive. They're very complex, and smaller crypto companies are going to struggle to meet them, leaving only a handful of giants controlling the market. And this concentration of power isn't just bad for competition, it's bad for you, the everyday user. The future of crypto could become more centralized than even the traditional financial system that it's set out to disrupt. This means fewer options, less privacy, and more government influence at every turn. Imagine a world where only a select few companies control the flow of all digital assets, and they are working hand in hand with the government. And if you're thinking that this sounds more like the traditional banking system, then you're right. Crypto was supposed to be different, decentralized, open, and free from gatekeepers. But in 2025, it's starting to feel like we've come full circle. And I have to say, while the EU's MiCA framework offers clear rules and encourages innovation, the UK's approach feels far more authoritarian. MiCA is designed to regulate without suffocating. That's at least what the European Union is telling us anyway. Focusing on transparency and consumer protection without trying to strip away the core freedoms of crypto users. The EU is pretty pro-privacy in some strange ways. But in contrast, the UK's emerging system seems intent on turning crypto into just another heavily regulated part of the financial system. It's one where the government holds all the keys. And the difference is actually striking. Under MiCA, crypto businesses are encouraged to innovate within a structured framework, whereas in the UK, the message feels more like play by our rules or don't play at all. And if you think that the CBDC that's potentially coming, this digital pound or Bitcoin it's been called, will be just another stable coin, think again, because the digital pound is programmable money. And this means that the government or central bank, in this case the Bank of England, can in theory literally control how you spend it. They can set limits on what you can buy, they can restrict your spending in certain areas, or even impose things like negative interest rates to force you to spend and discourage saving. That's what we're talking about here, and it's the ultimate tool for control in a cashless society. And while it's being framed as a modern, efficient solution, it actually comes with serious implications for personal freedom and financial privacy. So the UK's crypto future is actually starting to look less like an open market and more like a tightly controlled financial experiment. Kraken and Coinbase may have cleared the first hurdle, but for everyday users, the road ahead could be actually much harder to navigate. And so the question is, how far will the UK go? Will regulation protect us, or is it going to trap us in a digital financial cage? One thing is clear, and that is I think that 2025 will be a defining year for crypto in the UK. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video.